Alright, what's up guys? So today on this hot ass day, we're gonna install some titanium exhaust studs for the JZ. So as you can see, these are slightly shorter so that way you're able to take off the manifold nuts on the four bottom, well the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom portions. For the bottom ones, he also Bareboat supplied it a 6-sided nut instead of a 12. Not too sure why he did that. Maybe because the sockets for the 6-sided are actually slightly smaller, so you're able to get in there. But what you first want to do is you want to get 2 nuts, not the ones in your pants, but 2 nuts. I'm gonna put one right here, and then you want to slip your 14mm wrench inside, and then with the flat-sided one, don't use another one with the washer integrated, because then you're gonna run into issues trying to take this off like I did. So don't do what I did. Get one of these, put it inside here, get another 14, slightly tighter together, and then just push against it, and it should come off. Once it cracks loose, you want to just slowly move it. Mine came off easy, but if yours doesn't, you might want to put some like PP Blaster or WD-40 to help it come off better and easier. And that's how you take them off. Same process, take the 14. You can also use a Torx bit, but I didn't have that Torx bit, so that's why I'm using the 2-nut method. Either way it works too. It just depends what tools you have. You just keep doing the same. So the reason why I'm doing this upgrade is because on aftermarket exhaust manifolds, depending on how they route it with the tubings and how thick it is and how big it is, these don't fit on the bottom. Bottom ones, they screw in. Most times these don't fit. So the culprit to that is you use these titanium studs which don't rust, and then all you gotta use is a nut to tighten it down. And like I explained before, they're also shorter, which also helps with insulation. Usually you would want to re-thread it, the threads are brand new and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. What you're gonna want to do is get a size 5 Allen key socket, and just put it in here and thread it all the way to the 29 foot-pounds, but I'm gonna just do 30 just for my sake. Size 5 socket. The reason why I say to re-thread it is because sometimes it's some dust or old threads. You just want to make sure the surface is clean when it tightens. But not only are these stronger, shorter, but they actually look nice too. That's why I also got them, because the old ones look kind of crappy and ugly. See, like these top ones, this one is fine. These feel like they're slightly, you gotta like force them in there. That's exactly why I said you wanna re-tap them or re-chase them, so that way they're nice and smooth. You want to torque it into 29 foot-pounds. Wow. Misread this. It says to torque the nuts to 29 foot-pounds, not the actual studs. I just called him up. He said it's hand tight. So just live and you learn, right? He said just hand tight. All right, so I managed to get it off. This is the culprit. So my dumbass thought it was 29 foot-pounds on the stud, and it's actually supposed to be on the nuts. My fault. But moving on forth, these are the washers and the studs. I mean the nuts. 12 points on top. The 6 points. They go on the bottom. There. And that's it. Alright guys, so this is the update. So apparently when I did the first time of the valve shimming, I did it slightly wrong. Had my uncle come and we redid it, and we just found that the intake side, shim 1 and 5 were just out of spec. They were at like, shim 1 was at 11 and then shim 5 was at 12. We tried to spec, but I got some from Drift Motion. Here are the shims, 2950 of an inch or millimeters, I believe. Not too sure, don't remember. But yeah, it's 2950. And I'm also gonna remove this oil cooler port because I'm running an electric water pump. I won't be using the OEM line, so I'm gonna just plug this 3/8 NPT plug. It's the one I got from Drift Motion. So size 8 Allen, and let's put it in. For thread sealant, usually people would use Teflon tape, but I use this Permatex number 59235. Works just as good, and it's also high temp. Walk the threads in. And then after that, just tighten it. I didn't really see any torque specs, but I'm gonna just do it to what I think is sufficient. Over hand tight, that should be more than enough, to be honest. As for this throttle body cooler port, I'm gonna just weld this tip because I can also take this off and thread it and put another plug, but I'd rather just weld this tip and make it easier for myself. As for this port, I'm probably gonna take this one off, but that's gonna be on another video. Probably get like a dash, I think it's also 3/8, but it's gonna be a 3/8 MPT to dash 8 AN fitting, or dash 10 actually. I'm gonna do a dash 10, and then that's gonna go to the heater core. So we're gonna take out number 1. This is number 1. And then we're gonna take out number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 2 that were out of spec. Just put them like that in order. That way I don't forget. Just slap these puppies in. Just in the hope that these are in spec. Most times if you do the calculations right, they'll be in spec, but you know, sometimes you won't know until you do it. Install them and put them in. So put some little assembly grease. There you go. So for everyone who thinks that you can't take off the front camshaft caps while everything else is on, I've done it already. It's fine, perfectly fine to do so. Go. Just don't place it on here, place it on the actual bearing cap. My camshaft cap. See these little indentions? That's where you're supposed to place them. If you check on the manual, it says the same thing. It says apply 2 millimeters to the sides. Do the same thing, the other side. Place the bead around. Put it in the little portion right here. Then I'm gonna go the extra mile and just put it around on the lip too. Carefully. Like that, squeeze it, then all the excess will come out. I'm hoping these actually last. I did this, they were rusted, very, very rusted. And I got some acid and I cleaned them off. Hopefully this doesn't leak. We'll see when we turn on the motor. Nice and consistent all the way to the end. Consistent bead and the indentions all the way into